Tensions have escalated sharply in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir following allegations of a violent crackdown on protesters and mourners in Rawalkot, with the region now witnessing widespread unrest and mounting claims of casualties, detentions and ongoing security operations. According to the local activists and leaders of the Joint Awami Action Committee, the latest violence erupted during a funeral gathering outside the combined military hospital in Rawalkot. A protester who was reportedly killed by Pakistan Rangers earlier in the week. JAAC representatives have alleged that security forces opened fire and used shelling against mourners and demonstrators who had assembled for funeral prayers, leading to panic and further escalation of tensions. The gathering, attended by activists and local leaders, reportedly turned into a flashpoint as slogans were raised against the military establishment and demands intensified for accountability over the recent killings. JAAC leaders have claimed that at least 27 protesters were killed during the security operation, while some local accounts have gone further, alleging that the death toll could exceed 100. And all these figures have not been independently verified, and authorities have not issued a detailed public confirmation of all the claims made by protest representatives. The committee has also alleged that around 110 people were detained from the hospital premises during the operation, with several others reported missing. Additional accusations include claims that bodies of deceased protesters were taken into custody by authorities, further deepening anger among the local residents. Activists further say that nearly 350 people have been detained over the past 4 days in raids across the region, while offices of the JAAC have reportedly been sealed and members face multiple criminal cases, including allegations related to illegal possession of ammunition. The unrest comes amid weeks of escalating agitation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, where protests have increasingly focused on economic grievances, political representation and allegations of heavy-handed action by security agencies. Earlier, clashes in Rawalkot had already resulted in casualties on both the sides, with local activist groups claiming that at least 7 members of the security apparatus, including personnel from the police and paramilitary forces, have been killed in the ongoing confrontations that is linked to the unrest. Officials have reported lower figures in previous incidents, stating that at least 7 people were killed and more than 60 injured in earlier clashes between protesters and police, though accounts vary widely depending on the reports. The violence has been described by authorities as involving firearms and shotgun fire, with claims that security personnel came under direct attack during the confrontations. The protests are being driven by the broader campaign of the Joint Awami Action Committee, which has been demanding sweeping political and administrative reforms in the region. And all these include reductions in electricity tariffs, subsidies on essential goods, payment of hydropower royalties, abolition of elite privileges and changes to the governance structures. And the group was recently declared a proscribed organization under anti-terrorism laws, but despite the ban, it has continued mobilizing supporters and calling for sustained demonstrations. The situation has become particularly volatile in key areas such as Rawalkot, where much of the violence has been concentrated, and Muzaffarabad, where additional security deployments have been reported. Authorities are said to have requested reinforcements of around 14,000 personnel from federal agencies to contain the unrest and prevent further escalation. And in response to the deteriorating situation, internet and telecommunication services have been severely disrupted across the parts of the region, with monitoring groups reporting a sharp decline in connectivity, and social media footage circulating online shows heavy deployment of security forces, restricted movement and rising tensions among residents, while officials maintain that communication restrictions are necessary in order to restore order. International attention is also beginning to grow, with travel advisories issued amid concerns of further escalation. And as a region-wide strike call approaches, and both the protesters and authorities brace for further confrontation, Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir remains on edge, with fears that the current wave of violence could deepen into a prolonged period of instability. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.